Welcome to the Book of Clay. Good vibes, positive energy. This episode, I just kind of want to go back to one of those main reasons as to why I decided I actually want to start doing those voice memos, podcasting, just speaking to people in general. Just ultimately to help people boost their confidence, boost their self-esteem, gas themselves up, hype themselves up. And these past few episodes, the mood is centered around motivation for those who are already successful, trying to carry that weight and use that to fuel you to keep going. I'm in a place in my life right now in order for me to continue to keep going, it's going to only take belief in self. And the things that I want to do aren't being told to me. It's stuff that I see that I want to accomplish. And to do that, you got to have extreme self-confidence. So what does it take to have extreme self-confidence? You got to have the right knowledge base. You got to have the know-how. You got to have a long history of actually doing things and getting the job done. Because when it comes down to being in that fourth quarter in crunch time, who do people normally pass the ball to? It's going to be the guy who always make the shots. It's going to be the person who you know for a fact, hey, we're going to live and die by this 3. So that's the same type of mentality that you have to use whenever you're about to embark on another journey in life. It's because I know for a fact I got a track record of doing things great, I can continue to pursue great things. And I don't need anybody else's voice in my ear. I'm going based off my own drive, my own purpose, my own motivation. That's with divine presence. So I find it crazy because I be seeing things and it's just like, man, let me go do that. Let me do this, because people be taking their opportunities for granted. Like right now, I'm in a space where I see somebody doing something and they not actually doing it to the highest level. And I don't like it. Not saying I want they spot, but I want to be able to see if I could do it better. People get complacent. And I'm speaking from a place of humbleness, but I feel as though I can do anything better than anybody as long as I go ahead and figure out what it is, take the time to learn it, and then go ahead and start it. But people get extremely complacent. They get comfortable and for some reason just fall into stagnation. They become stagnant. How do you get to the highest level of something and then you just plateau? You stay put. How do you do that? I've never seen people in successful rooms and then they just plateau. So it makes it seem as if you're only here because of age, not because of your tenure. You're here because of how old you are. By default, based on your age, you're able to actually have this position. But you're not good at it. You're not great. It's just because you was born before somebody, you actually got the opportunity first. But if you look at it, if you look at where you're at, and look at where that other person, whoever that is at, don't compare yourself to them. Compare where you are in your life age-wise, and then compare where they are in their life age-wise. I do a lot of looking at resumes. I want to study the greats. I'm always studying. I'm always in a place where I want to see what did a person do to actually get that role or get that position. Because CEOs all have a similar makeup, but sometimes you find those hybrids and they actually didn't take them long for them to get to where they actually got to. And you start looking around the organization or the company that you work for, or, if you actually work for a company, you start looking at it and you be like, yo, did you get here just based on how old you are, or did you actually put in the work? You just see people put in certain positions because of how old they are. Because of their age, they have a certain level of experience, but they don't have a certain level of expertise. They're not experts. They're not subject matter experts. They're not skilled in that craft. They just been doing it for a long time. So then you have people like myself who come in, and from the jump, you can tell what type of hunger that person have. Because they speaking in the same room with the same people who might be 20, 30, 40 years older than them. But it sounds like they're in the right room based on wisdom, based on experience. When really that person probably didn't even have that much experience. They are experts, skilled in that specific craft. So are you skilled in that craft? Because every time I see something that I want, I feel like I could be skilled in that craft. I feel like if I got the right tools, if I got the right process, I'm going to be able to exceed all expectations. Do you feel like you can exceed all expectations? Do you feel like if something is put in front of you, you're able to grab hold of that concept, apply it, and magnify it? You got some people, they'll grab a tree, they'll plant it, and they'll just get a fruit out of it for that season. But then you got other people, they'll get the tree, they'll plant it. They'll not only get fruit for that season, but they'll get fruit for every season until they don't want fruit no more. Can you take an idea and plant it and get an abundance out of that idea? I can. Can you? That's the real question. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe that you can achieve anything that's put in front of you. You got to believe that all the things you want to accomplish, you can accomplish. You really got to know you the shit. Are you the shit? It's not ego. Ego isn't bad. Ego is the I am. I am good. I am great. I am outstanding. I am confident. I am divine. I am spiritual. I am kind. I am happy. Ain't that's what the Bible say? The I am? That's what the ego is. The ego is always becoming. But you got to know that you could be those things. That's how you get to that next step. Once you tap into that, you're going to be able to jump to the next step. Because I'll tell you right now, you are good. You are great. But just me believing it ain't going to be enough, man. Me believing it not going to be enough. I'm looking for the believers who believe they good at everything. I'm looking for the people who already know that they're going to be able to accomplish everything that they said they want. I'm looking for the people who know they can move mountains. Those are the people I want to be around. I'm looking for the people who going to do exactly what they say they're going to do. Not just be talking about it, but actually being about it. Those are the people I want to be around. I know they out there. Those are the people I'm looking for. It is hard to develop the skills necessary to actually have the confidence and actually have it not be a false sense of confidence. Because being confident isn't just about how you acting. You got to have substance behind it. You can't just walk in a room full of mathematicians thinking you the smartest mathematician in there if you don't even got the skill or the knowledge for that. You're going to be humble. So you got to be able to back up with that, whatever you're saying. You know? I was in a time and space to whereas I actually believed that I ain't know what I was talking about. I was like, man, I have no clue what I'm saying in these interviews. I have no clue what I'm doing. I might not actually be able to do exactly what I'm telling these people I'm going to be able to do. And then it dawned on me. It was like, hold up. I've already done it. Look at your past history. In everybody's story, there is some success. If your life is all failure, come on, man. It's no way. 9 times out of 10, you need somebody to talk to anyway. And I'll tell you right now, you could tell me your life story, and I'm gonna be able to show you success in it every single time. I'm gonna be able to come up with a success for you to use as motivation to get to the next step. Because yes, life is hard. Yes, finding your purpose is hard. Yes, developing the discipline to actually do right is hard. Yes, cleaning up your credit, hard. Especially when you don't have that financial discipline already. Yes, buying your first home is hard, especially when you don't have support that push you to that next level. Yes, fasting is hard, but it's supposed to be. We got to stop running away from the hard things. Because you can be great, or you can not be great. I heard a quote on a podcast that says, the richest place in the world is the graveyard. Everybody's hopes, dreams, desires, gifts, would have beens, could have beens, that they didn't put out into the world is down there dead with them. What gifts, what purposes, what great ideas you have that if you don't act on them right now, you're going to die with them. Pull them out of you. Let the world know about them. Not just let the world know about them, actually put them out there. You can't keep sitting with all of that greatness in you. You gotta let it shine. You gotta let the greatness shine. But you gotta have the confidence in order to do that. And I'm telling you right now, you can have the confidence in order to do that. You're never alone. You just gotta be willing to say, hey, I need some help doing this. This is what I actually want to do. It's going to get answered. Your frequency is what you frequently see. If you get on that vibration of surrendering, actually needing help, actually wanting assistance, you're going to be able to get it. But you got to truly, truly believe that you actually need help, being confident to take yourself to the next step. I know somebody, they told me, they said, man, I really want to be a photographer. I was like, dang, why you ain't be a photographer? I'm just not that social. I feel like I'm socially awkward. Then you're going to be socially awkward. Because that's what you thinking. That's what you got in your head. You got in your head that you socially awkward. The moment you start thinking that stuff, you got to nip it in the bud immediately. And if somebody else tell you socially awkward, you got to get from around them. They feeding you bull. They feeding you garbage. They putting stuff in your head that you don't want to have in your head. You want to stop thinking those thoughts, and they telling them to you. Confidence is a way for you to fortify yourself. Once you become confident, it's super hard to lose confidence. But it's something that's necessary. So, I've been having a great week. I've been feeling real good about things to come. I've just been looking at the next part of my life and thinking like, man, it's a certain level of responsibility that's coming next for me. And I'm excited for it because I know I'm willing to take on that challenge. And yeah, it's going to be an equitable challenge. I'm definitely going to get a lot out of it. But just the magnitude of that level of responsibility is what I'm seeking, because being responsible for a whole bunch of things is important for my next chapter of my life. I want to be able to give, and I want to be able to lead people. I'm already doing that on a certain scale, but to do it on this next scale that I'm chasing, it's going to change lives. Because I could tell you one thing, people never had a leader like me. I could tell you that right now. So, it's the Book of Clay podcast. I'm glad y'all taking the time to actually watch the podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share it, send it to your friend, send it to your auntie, send it to your uncle. Do whatever you got to do. Thank you.